hope you're having a good day, a good afternoon, a good night, whichever one it is. Welcome to January 2023 setup. Oh, can you believe it? It's another year has passed. So, just a couple things right off the bat. There is not going to be a voiceover, unfortunately. That is just because I cannot figure out how to get my microphone to cooperate with my editing software in order to do a voiceover on edited or sped up footage. So if you guys see this gesture, that is me signaling to editor Evie, hey, stop here. We'll talk about the spread we just finished, and then we'll move on to the next spread. And I will talk to you guys as I fill in this journal. This is the Traveler's Journal from the Archer and Olive summer subscription box. They called it the Amalfi Coast, which is, I think, hilarious because I think when I was doing my unboxing, I said it reminded me of Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, which, if I recall correctly, one of the characters in that book and in that movie went to Greece. And these motifs right here, I dearly love seeing them. And we are moving into January. For those of you wondering if I filmed January and February in this bullet journal on the same day, I don't know if I'm going to yet. Please don't be surprised if I do. I like having my bullet journal ready to go when I'm ready to move into it. However, that being said, there is a very good chance that March will not be filmed early because it is a completely separate notebook. I don't know if you guys watched my Techo Kaigi where I talk about this, but I'm only fitting 3 months in this notebook, December, January, and February. And then March is a little notebook that I put together from an Archer and Olive notepad. And this one's going to be fun to set up and I think to share with you guys. And I'm using the Archer and Olive March Fly Away With Me monthly theme pack that they did. And I really, really enjoy that theme pack. Although it's a little weird to be using something that has a lot of rainy motifs in March, because March for me is not rainy. But that is neither here nor there. So we are going to get into this, and it is time to start setting up. Now, the first page spread we're going to be setting up is basically the month at a glance, but it's going to be a little bit bigger than a normal month at a glance because I'm also going to be setting up the meal planning for those days. I'm also going to be meal planning in their spots on those days. And the sticker packs that you guys are going to be seeing, I will have one of them linked down below. It's a sticker pack I got off of Amazon that my husband got me for Christmas, because my husband knows I like stickers. And get all that gunk out of here. Make sure this is all erased as best I can. Let's not rip the page. It might be 160 GSM, but it's not. Now, I will point out for a large number of people that most of the time when you see me working on my bullet journal setups, you will see me just using, most of the time, bare minimum, stickers, pens, and rulers. A lot of the decorating that I do, the aesthetics, so to speak, I will actually usually add after I'm done filming, because adding the aesthetic portions usually takes the longest. So, and these are the Crescent Moon sticker set from Archer and Olive. And we are going to start by putting this right here And we're going to get to work getting it filled in. And I think for that, I'm going to want one of my Sakura Japans for this. And if in case you're wondering about this header right here, that was actually from a pack of stickers from Pen Plus Gear. They are a $3 pack of planner stickers that you can find at Walmart. Not all Walmarts will carry them, but there are, I have them right here next to me. For those of you curious, wrong one. Why are you not in a clip? Oh, Evelyn. For close to $4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, maybe 16, because I might have skipped the thing. 15 to 16 sheets in one of their packs, and they're about, like I said, maybe $4. So you guys will be seeing some of these stickers in January and February, and I don't think you'll be seeing any in March, save for a couple, and then starting in April, you guys will see those heavily featured in some of these. So, all right, that is enough yakking. I don't need you to hold it down anymore for me. Thank you. And we're going to check. January starts on Sunday. Is go. You stay there. So depending on how long that part ends up being, I might leave it alone. I don't know. All right, so that is the month at a glance, but it's also where I'm going to be doing my meal tracker, my meal planning, because I don't think I left enough space for it. No, I did not. When I did my sketch out not too long ago. Okay, so for my headers in here, I am going to be using these absolutely gorgeous waterstroke style sticky notes. You can get them from Stationery Pal, and I will link the appropriate section for them down below. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and set up the space for my leftovers tracker. And yes, I have a leftovers tracker. The main reason I, in my family, here in my household, have a leftovers tracker is because it's really, really easy for us to forget that we have leftovers that need used. And I do mean thoroughly forget. So I'm actually just going to keep talking to you guys while I do this, just because I can. Glue stick, let go of your lid. Let go of the lid. There we go. Now, I've used double-sided tape before in like the little dispensers. I have a bunch of double-sided tape, but double-sided tape can add a bit of bulk to your journal. So I tend to try to mix it up between double-sided tape and just plain old glue. Okay, so this is a lighter color. I'm going to use an Archer and Olive acrylograph here from one of the subscription boxes. I am not sponsored by Archer and Olive. Archer and Olive, I don't think, sponsors anybody. And the question is this color going to look good on that? Oh, yeah, it will. It's subtle, very subtle. You guys will note, I don't try to do any... Oh, no, it's vanishing there. Come on. I don't try to do fancy things. With my Archer and Olive acrylographs. Just because I'm not the most artistic person. My art creativity goes to yarn. Thankfully, with them being watercolors, I can very carefully, gently dab over where I've written, and the paint will, the opacity, opaqueness, it'll really come through for me. Date made. F for freeze. Used. There we go. Now this particular color does work best on blackout, but I don't have blackout journals. Sure. All right, on to the next one. Now this is my video dashboard, right here. And the video dashboard, I don't have a content creator like most people do, just because I try not to put too much overthinking into my content creation, because I have noticed that I will overdo it and overthink it, and then I get stressed out, and then I don't post anything anywhere for a month. I'm just gonna use the stickers from the Crescent Moon collection there, because it's a good spot for it. I do apologize if my lighting is not great, you guys. It clouded up suddenly just as I was getting ready to start filming. So, yeah, I didn't get my nice crisp afternoon November sun like I was hoping. C'est la vie, right? But I use my video dashboard to keep track of my vlogs, and then I usually have a space for my bullet journal set up, the breakdowns for that, and then I will have a space many times for video ideas, or I will put my video, I will highlight video idea when I write down something for my daily. So from this point, we're going to go back into the lovely music and a sped up version of what I'm doing. And I will see you guys in just a few minutes. Alright guys, welcome back to the finished video spread. I know I crinkled my page a little bit when I was erasing. This last blog here does extend over into February, but I went ahead and filled this in just so that in case I forget to flip over to February to check off Monday and Tuesday at the end of January, I'll at least still have this week going, and then I can remember to go back and check, oh yeah, I did do the 30th and the 31st, and I can carry it over. The next spread is one that I found myself needing about halfway through last year upon realization that if we were going to successfully garden, I needed to keep track of what the weather was doing. So, keep doing that. I track the low, the midday, and the temperature, the low being what it is when I wake up in the morning, which is usually the lowest that the temperature is going to be, depending on what some conditions are, but my thermostat that I have lets me check to see what the low actually was in the last 24 hours to when I previously checked, and that it's a very, very, very helpful thing. So make sure that I actually, 2, 3, 4, yeah, okay, I did leave enough space for those temperatures. And then conditions in the AM, conditions in the PM. And we're gonna go ahead and get that actually drawn in first before I go adding my title. And that needs a thinner pen than acrylographs or Crayola soup tips. So we're gonna use another color from Sakura Jelly Roll, and it is 08 for those of you curious. And time lapse. Alright, you guys, we are done with that spread. As you can see, super simple spread. Pen, ruler. I think it probably took me 4 minutes because I was having to count. And like I said, keeping track of the weather has become a bit more important here on the homestead if we're going to be successful at growing anything. Let that dry. And now we are on to where I was using up some stickers from a Happy Planner. You will note that I don't have a space sketched out for the homestead. This is due to the fact that in January, the only thing we're really going to be doing in January is cutting up dead wood and sifting dirt to get prior inhabitants who lived here. We're going to be sifting out the trash from them, and there's a lot of trash. This place was the center of a large bit of farming and storing equipment for people, and a lot of farm trash built up over several years. And when I say several years, we're probably talking maybe 40 years worth of rusting metal. So, needless to say, there's a lot of work that has to be done Just about the only part of the property that is super useful currently is inside the fence, and even then they didn't take care of that as well as they could have. I have a lot of trees that are dying because somebody stopped watering them probably close to 10 years ago. And that does make it a bit hard to get things done. So we're going to use, do I want to use this? No, those are too big. So we're going to use one more acrylograph, and we're going to be switching over to, here I thought I had everything staged. Whew, guess not. We're going to be switching over to a Sipa brand of fine liner. You can get these on Amazon. There are 24 colors, and the last time I checked, these guys were only about 10 bucks. So if you want a cheap fine liner, these are an option. You can also get Bic fine liners. They only come in 6 colors: green, pink, blue, red, purple, and black. But those are only $2 for a pack of 6 fine liners, just so you guys know. And we are, let's get this out of here. Let's get this out of here. And I'm just gonna get my titles drawn in, and we are going to send you over to the time lapse yet again. We're just gonna pause setting this up real quick because you guys could see I kind of oopsied there. I'll let that finish drying. And I, a very long time ago, went and made myself a list of all of the self-cares that meant something to me. The house trackers, weekly, monthly, and homestead. Now, the reason why I keep track of so many things is because for me there's 4 different categories. My self-care, which is pretty stinking important, because when I'm lacking on this, that means everything else is going to suffer. So the house and homestead right here is combined for this particular month, and keeping track and on top of these household chores is what lets me know what my anxiety and other things are doing. We've got my weekly list right here, which frankly, this is an absolutely perfect use for the second little mini calendar that's right there. That is dry now. And then we've got our monthly stuff right here. Is this going to work? This is an Archer and Olive gel pen. The color may not work on that. Let's use the purple. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. And then we've got the monthlies, the monthly chores that only need done about once a month, things like washing rugs and whatnot. So I still need to get numbers in here and get the chores written down. So we're gonna go back to the time lapse. Cheers, y'all. Ugh. Okay, and that's it for my trackers. Although I do have a couple of stickers left from the sticker pack, and they don't really fit all that well on this particular page, but we're gonna slap a reminders sticker right there. And do I have any washi tape on this one? Oh, look nice. I think so. Okay, so we're using some Art Journal washi tape too. And I will denote in the video, hey, we're sliding into me just going purely aesthetic on this, and I will do a flip through before I switch into the aesthetic for those of you who don't want to watch me add things to a page. Now in January, I am using an Alistair method, or Alistair, and I'm doing one Alistair page per week because I have found that many times when I have a task for that week and I am doubling up on it, or it's I don't have a lot of tasks throughout my weeks that really require me to have, more than one kind of Alistair page. And what is going to happen with that is, here's my first week and here's my second week, and we're already set up. Although I do have to adjust my line right there. And here is the next Alistair page. And so we have my sleep tracker right here, and I'm optimistic when I have the number 10 right here for the number of hours slept on that day. But you know what? It's okay. Sometimes when you're sick, you are given 10 hours of sleep because the chicken noodle soup hits just right. So what we are going to do is we're going to slip into time lapse really quickly while I erase all of this and get this page and this page set up. And I will see you guys I will talk to you guys in just a couple minutes. All right, you guys, I'm just gonna finish up. It's just a few more of the stickers here on this, and yeah, we're gonna overlay some of these happy planner stickers here because there's nothing wrong with that. Go. Oh, and I forgot to put my numbers, my hours of sleep up here, so here we go. And turn the page to my dailies. And as you guys can see, it's just the day there, and date. Set this here real quick. And I'm just going to set up this first Sunday here real quick with you guys. And it doesn't want to stay. Here we go. You're going to stay there. Just like that. You're going to be there. Okay. Throw that bit and bob away. I can throw those bits and bobs away. And what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of these. And give it a quickie trim. It's not going to match the rest of my headers here, but I only had enough little blank things to make all the way through the end. And one of the days, it was either going to be the last day of the month or it was going to be the first day of the month that got shorted. But I feel like these brushstroke sticky note pads match the color palette for the Crescent Moon sticker set from Archer and Olive, which I do think is going to be sold out, unfortunately, guys, at the time that this video is released. I really, really, really find myself appreciating sticker sets from quite a few places just because all of a sudden you've got a theme that you can run with. In this case, it's these gorgeous deep midnight blues into the sun's getting ready to come up on a winter's night, out of a winter's night vibe. And I dearly, dearly, dearly love them. So you're going to Sunday, that bright blue. Show you guys how I do just a little bit of decorating here. Just a teeny tiny bit. That's dry. We're gonna flip back over to this Alistair list. We're gonna put that there. And then we're going to go to this one. I'm going to go ahead and use up the rest of these stickers real quick. Put that there. And I'm gonna put "You Can Do This" there on that second week. Because I don't know about you guys, but by about the second week of January, that's when I feel that's when I can feel the momentum, so to speak, about the New Year's starting to slow way down. And there's nothing worse than losing momentum on a project. Been there, done that, I don't know how many times. Or, something happens because a member of your household has gotten injured. And it's a knee injury, which means their capacity to move around a lot, their ability to lift things as they assist you gets... I could make a joke about them getting kneecapped, haha, but I think I'm going to spare you guys the actual agony of that mom joke. So, we're just going to clean up my Alistair methods here real quick. I'll take you guys along for that. Maybe sped up, maybe not sped up. You guys will find out in the final edit if I do. But I have found for myself personally that the Alistair method works some months. Other months I want to keep a running log on the daily that I'm doing, just so that I've got it in front of me each day. In the wintertime, I have found that the Alistair method works best for me. And in the summertime, man, that's the one where I'm like, no, I gotta have it in front of me. I gotta have it in front of me, otherwise I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Wow, you know what, Evelyn? When you are just talking to the camera while you're setting this up, you get sing-songy. I don't know if that's a good thing. Hey! Empty sticker sheet. Off you go. Plonk. And shift this over. And so leave me a comment down below. Have you guys checked out bullet journaling recently? Is it something that you have found that you like having around? Do you use a hybrid system, kind of like I do, between having a daily space, having the trackers at the beginning of the month? Have you found that it only works for you some of the time of year? Like, does bullet journaling and tracking work for you in the wintertime best? Does it work for you best in the summertime? Are you still trying to figure it out? So, story time real quick while I work on adding the rest of my Alistair method here. Story time. So, when I first started bullet journaling, I didn't understand the concepts very well. I understood write everything down that you need to do. So I did. Every single day, I wrote down the chores that I wanted to get done on that day, and that included daily things like brushing my teeth, washing dishes, and whatnot. And for a little while, that was working for me. And then it kind of evolved to, okay, I need a page at the beginning of the week that has, yes, I've already got February sketched out, that has everything else. Like, I need all those chores off of my day, because at that point in time, I was starting to do a lot of journaling, a lot more journaling. I was therapy journaling. I was doing a lot of reclaiming my internal space from the complex PTSD that I deal with. I've had, as most people can tell you, complex PTSD just means that you got PTSD as a child from traumatic events. So that's all that means. That's what that means, basically. And bullet journaling was one of the tools in my toolbox that allowed me to regain control over much of my life and to start noticing certain patterns. I did a month of spending tracking 4 years ago, and whew, that was educational. But if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't be here at the homestead. So, both me and my husband learned a lot from that month, and I am incredibly grateful that he did not try to stop me. Even my husband has noted that our lives collectively have gotten better because I'm bullet journaling and because I've got something in front of me that I can use to keep track of stuff. And as I began to understand the system more and more, because I was constantly, for a very long time, the only thing I was watching on YouTube were bullet journaling videos. And I'm fairly certain there are a few small channels out there that owe their ability to monetize to me binge watching every single bit of bullet journaling content on their channel. I think I watched everything on Amanda Rach Lee's channel about bullet journaling. I watched everything on Plant-Based Bride. I watched everything on Shit Campbell, Tracy something Revel, Journal Sunshine, Vero Bullet Journal, I think. I'll have everybody linked down below who I watched, along with Writer Carol's bullet journaling channel, because I watched the original bullet journaling video so many times. And it got to the point where I finally started understanding how the trackers worked a little bit more efficiently. And from there, here we are on YouTube, and I'm sharing with you guys my bullet journaling setups. And it's been actually an amazing journey for me. I can go back and I can look at my old bullet journals and go, wow. You can tell I was just starting out, but you can also see the shift in when it became very obvious that bullet journaling was going to work for me. So let's go into my delightfully discordant 2023 cover page. We've got my January at a glance, which will have my meal planning and any other important little tidbits that I need to remember. We've got my leftovers log. I might need to go around that with, you know what, we'll go around it with this gel pen here in a little bit. We've got my video log. We have my weather log. We've got my trackers for self-care, house and homestead, weekly and monthly. We've got my sleep tracker. And then we have the first of my dailies and my Alistar methods. And that's pretty much it for this part of the video, you guys. So for those of you who have stuck around to this point for the flip through, I thank you for your patience. I thank you for tolerating me not having voiceover capability currently. And I greatly appreciate you stopping in and sharing your time with me today. And I will catch you guys in the next bullet journal video setup. So ta-ta to you folks. For those of you who are sticking around because you would like to see how the Evelyn spices this up, well, I'm going to turn you over to sped up time because it takes a bit of time to add the aesthetic, and a lot of the aesthetic you guys may not even see me put in, because sometimes I will go back through and I will add aesthetic to stuff later on. Also, these washi tape holders, they're great for keeping your washi tape from rolling around, but I have found that I do not like relying on them for trying to get pieces of washi tape off of my rolls. So there's that. I'm gonna grab a ruler so that I can rip my washi tape easily when I've got it applied to the page. Ta-da! The wooden ruler from one of the Art Journal of sub boxes. I love this thing. And we are going to jump into this, and I will catch you guys at the end after getting the main tracker parts, not the daily parts. And we'll do another flip through at the end. All right, guys, we've got the aesthetic, so to speak, in. Now, Christmas got crazy. December got crazy, so I've got washi tape just here on the edges, just to give it a little something extra. I might replace this label, but we'll see. Now you're not going to want to stay down, are you? Guess what? Dude, here we go. Fixed. A little bit of washi tape here. A little bit right there, plus a little bit of space for next month, just in case there is something I need to worry about next month. A little bit here, and right here I was checking to see if these little happy planner hearts, if I could use them to mark off when I have gotten a task done. And yes, they fit the grids almost perfectly. All right, you guys, that is it for January. And as you can see, this poor thing is already getting chunky. 3 months. Whew. Barely that. Thank you so much for joining me today while I set up my January everyday bullet journal, and I hope to catch you guys in the next video. Take care of yourselves out there.